Every Apex rank explained. If you're in the rookie rank, you're basically an unranked player. And honestly, there's only two types of people here. Either you just installed the game and you have no idea what Stormpoint is, or you're a pub player who's too scared to touch rank. Not a pub stomper, a pub player. If you're too scared because ranked is too serious, it's okay, I understand. I was there at one point as well. You queue into a match with the rookie, these guys wander around the map like a distracted mini P.E.K.K.A. The way they pick their main is by looking at what everybody else is picking and just picking that. Because if everybody else is using it, it must be good. And even despite that, the worst nightmare of a rookie isn't even the fighting part of the game. It's inventory management. You could ask your rookie friend to drop you some heals and he'd apologize and just start dropping 300 light ammo, talking about, this is all I got. The favorite loadout of a rookie is probably something that lets them stay 10,000 miles away from their opponent that they can also disguise as versatile. Something like a charge rifle and a flatline on the side, because they don't intend to fight anybody up close. If you're a rookie in Apex, that probably means you're a casual in like every other game that you play. You probably don't even play very many online games and prefer something solo like Elden Ring, Skyrim, God of War, stuff like that. So after hitting bronze, you've basically just started rank and you're at the very top of the Dunning-Kruger curve. But instead of thinking you're mechanically gifted, you think that you have Imperial HAL level game sense and that your game knowledge can make up for how mechanically bad you are. Not knowing when your enemy sees you in the wild, they laugh and ask if you're real after they kill you. There's also another type of bronze player, the one who has crippling self-doubt. These guys have absolutely no self-confidence and every single call out they make answers something like, I think, I don't know, I'm just bronze. And for players who think like this, I want to tell you one thing: who's gonna carry the boats? In game, bronze players are better than rookie players only in the fact that they actually know how to shoot and potentially kill their enemy. Bronze players are literally just the Apex versions of babies learning to walk. They don't plan anything before they rotate, they don't use abilities correctly, they just see the enemy and they shoot the enemy. Their favorite loadout consists of weapons that you don't need to control the recoil for, like the R301 or the alternator SMG, anything that you don't have to learn. Congrats, you've escaped bronze. That does not mean you've escaped being trash, but you don't care, because silver players are the rank that enjoys Apex Legends the most. These guys are just good enough to win fights against the actual bots, but just bad enough to not realize how bad they actually are until they watch this video. This is the honeymoon phase of ranked, where you actually think it's gonna be a fun ride. By the time you've hit silver, you've probably been playing for a little bit, maybe you have a couple battle passes or legendary skins on the weapons that you like, and you finally picked out your main, which is probably something weird like Crypto, Fuse, Octane. Not because they're actually good, but because they seem fun. In game, the difference between silver players and bronze players though is almost not even noticeable. They have slightly better aim, but they play the same legends, they have the same habits, they just put in a couple more hours of suffering and ranked. Gold is where the toxicity starts to cook up. If you miss the old days of COD lobbies with constant racial slurs and shit talk, just go back to gold. Gold players desperately want to climb to a rank that looks cool, but they're not good enough. And the worst part is that they finally have the game knowledge to understand that they're not good enough, and that shatters your confidence. But what does the average heart-stuck gold player do? Instead of improving, they redirect that emotional damage onto their teammates. This is where the slur slangers and the rage demons are born. You also have the casual players who just don't have that much time for Apex and this is all they can get, but that's for every rank, so I left it out. Gold players see enemies as free kill points, but they themselves are the free kill points. They ego push everything that moves and then they blame the team for not following their questionable decisions. These guys made the average TTV legends like Wraith and Horizon, anybody that makes them look good. And their favorite loadout is something like a Spitfire and a Mastiff, anything that doesn't require precise aim. Good job hitting plat. You're very slightly respectable as a player now. Platinum players are like high school sophomores clowning on the freshmen. Very proud, very loud, but not as impressive as they think. They can win fights against anyone who can't aim, but once they go up against somebody who's even slightly competent, they don't know what to do. This is the rank where you finally realize that if you want to climb, you have to start using your teammates. Not following, using. Unlike gold players, plat players have a slightly better mentality and they're almost over blaming external factors for their losses. Plat players are a little delusional though. I remember when I was in plat, I used to look at the diamond trails and the master trails and the pred trails and think to myself, I think platinum players deserve a trail. But if you watch the average heart-stuck platinum player, you realize they don't deserve anything. Plat is the last stop that people make before they sell their souls to the meta. This is where you'll find the most random team comps like Vantage, Octane, and Seer, Catalyst, Watson, and Crypto, just random stuff. So after all this time, you're finally in Diamond. Diamond is where people who are mechanically good but mentally weak lie. Because this is the rank where you encounter people who spend most of their free time competitively playing FPS games or competitively playing Apex. This rank is basically for players who enjoy being competitive but don't enjoy sweating, if that makes sense. You'll see a lot of Diamond players in pubs because after dozens of matches, they've simply just given up on trying to get masters. You remember earlier when I was talking about gold players and how the emotional damage of realizing they're trash causes them to lash out at their teammates? Diamond players have this same issue, but tuned up to 1,000. Instead of getting shit on by a decent player, which is much more achievable, Diamonds are now getting shit on by actual professional players and content creators. Like, I don't have the clip, but I was in Diamond 4 last season and I got rolled by a 3-stack that included Imperial Hal and his guys. If I was a 25-year-old with like a full-time career, a buzzing social life, you know, bills to pay and responsibilities, I'm quitting Apex Legends right there, bro. By the time you've hit Diamond, you've basically conformed to like Apex societal norms. You know the meta legends, you know the meta weapons, you know the comms, you know the maps. You could even be called a veteran, unless your highest rank was Diamond 4. That's basically just plat with extra steps. Masters is the first rank where you're allowed to talk trash because at this point, Apex has traumatized you enough to earn it. But they still have to relax because at the end of the day, it's the second highest rank. Most Masters players are addicted to improvement. They're gonna VOD review, they're gonna watch guides, and they're actually gonna reflect on their mistakes, which is insane behavior for an Apex player. Masters players treat ranked like a job. They rotate early with their 3-stack, make perfect comms, and they just make sure the life of that 25-year-old solo queuing Diamond player is as hard as possible. These guys have basically retired playing anything but meta. It's just pure synergy and teamwork from the get-go. They are not here to play the game for fun. They're here to suffer efficiently. Masters players definitely don't play any other games aside from Apex because they don't have the time. They're too busy sweating and ranked, punishing these 25-year-old Diamond players. At this point, you've rationalized spending $300 to $500 on the Apex Legends heirloom because it's the only game that you play. And since you don't do anything but go to work, come home, and play Apex, what's $500? Apex Predators where the game just ceases to be fun entirely. This is not your rank anymore. This is your lifestyle. This is the 0.01%, the sweatiest humans alive. Preds one clip as naturally as they blink. These guys tap strafe, super glide, wall jump as naturally as they breathe. The daily schedule of an Apex Pred is waking up, considering showering, choosing against it, and then getting on Apex for the next 22 hours. If you offered an Apex Predator water and came out with a glass of water, they'd be confused because they thought you were talking about G Fuel and coffee. By the time you reach Apex Pred, you don't even care about what's meta anymore. You just run what you like because you're so good you can just do what you want to your enemy. Alright, I'm supposed to be roasting Apex Preds, but here I am glazing. Fuck you. Yeah. Hopefully that was roasted enough. Anyway, see how I cleanly hit 8 minutes there.